retake. This is 100% one in one go. This is how we're going to do it.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm Christian from Hawk Lead Gen, and I'm here with Ben Hartwig from Rev1 Technologies. Ben, could you just introduce yourself real quick and the company and what you do?
Yeah, I'm Ben Hartwig. I'm founder and president of Rev1 Technologies. We sell industrial 3D printers, 3D scanners, and some vision software that is for production inspection.
That's awesome. Yeah, Ben and I have been working for about 3 months on like lead generation and automations and stuff like that. So what made you decide to work with us in the first place?
So that's actually one of my favorite stories that I share, because I am evidence of your process, right? And as a president, we just get inundated with marketing materials. And I don't know how still Christian and the team was able to do this, but we had signed up for 2 trade shows, very expensive trade shows. And we've seen an email come through about not using trade shows before we explore this new method. And it got my attention because the pocketbooks were a little low from the investment in the trade shows, and I decided to reply. And but it wasn't the first email; it was a couple emails in, and just the unique nature of the copywriting was, to me, the most. And it was so simple, but yet so effective. But most amazing was how you put that message in my face. And I have to wonder sometimes, how do you know how that even happened? But I'm sure you do.
I appreciate it. I guess because I've been in that situation where you've gone to trade shows and the company's spent a load of money, and you sometimes don't necessarily get the outcomes you want. In your case, you did or didn't in some cases. But no, I completely understand that, and that's how we were able to reach out in the first place. So on the back of that, what problems were you facing before?
So we've been through just a variety of different options, and we've had people in on the team that we hired direct. We've been trying to find the magic bullet, if you will, and we've done traditional marketing, newsletter, and kind of graphic-y, pretty stuff. And I felt that was just the performance constantly went down. And so we were getting very little replies, mostly unsubscribes, so those were the challenges that any businesses face, and it's only going to get more difficult. So we kind of basically shut down our outreach until we found Hawk, and then and we changed the whole way we operate, partly because of your systems and what you're doing for the team.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what were you using? Were you using an agency, or because you said something about an agency? I think when we were first working together.
We've tried just about everything from what is kind of a more basic approach. We've tried freelance for email marketing. We've tried big firms, but right before we finally replied to you, we'd invested a large amount monthly fee, outbound, really fancy onboarding process that took a month, and they were really fancy back end portal. We could come in and see all the calls, and the dashboard was really neat. There was only one problem, they didn't convert really anything worth crap. So it was a big waste. It was scary to even.
Yeah.
It was scary to consider another go at it, but after seeing your systems, we gave it a shot. We're glad we did. So
sure, I appreciate that, man. So how did we help you fix those problems?
Yeah, as you recall, we onboarded, and what also really impressed me, and even some of the people that we referred to you, is just the level of detail that you go in to understand. You really go the extra mile to understand our solution, and then really, you were asking questions that after being in this industry for years, I had to step back and say, "Gosh, that's a good question. I should probably get a better answer for it," because we know the answer, but the way you kept digging deeper and through a series of calls was really pretty impressive. And to the point where it's like, man, you know our product almost as well as some of the people that we've trained internally. So really impressive.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, anything else that you'd like to mention about the experience? Any outcomes that you'd like to bring up, or anything that surprised you about working with us?
Yeah, I guess some of the surprises were really, as I mentioned, we did go attend those trade shows, as you know, and we were able to work out kind of a niche plan, right, to do the follow up, which traditionally we would have our sales rep. We came back with 500 leads. We're a small team, and I thought, man, I could either put them on my MailChimp campaign and cross my fingers. And I think the biggest surprise was seeing the response from the follow up from the trade show, because you never know. And there were times where like, I don't know if it's working, and then something kicked in your campaign, and it was like, oh, here it comes. But I guess so now we kind of come to kind of expect it. So now the pressure's on for you.
Oh man, I've set the expectations. Now I've got to continue filling it. Okay, no, that's fine. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
So last question then. What would you say to somebody who's hesitant with working with myself and Holt Lead Gen?
I would say don't hesitate. Because of what I've been through, at first I was a little hesitant, and I had our sales rep Don on the call. He said, yeah, that was pretty impressive. I think you should give him a shot. And even though we've been bid a number of times, I wouldn't hesitate, because take it from someone like me, if anyone's watching that, we've tested a lot of different avenues, and I wouldn't risk it. And Christian's done a wonderful job of I said, hey, we have this unique opportunity to follow up on trade show leads, and through some discussion, we found a really good way to collaborate on that. So there's creativity that Christian's provided to really kind of just open up new avenues, and you just seem like you work all day. So it's hard to find someone with that work ethic. And for anybody that's hesitant, I can attest, Christian's working almost all hours of the night, as I am as a business owner. So don't worry about him putting the work in, and the team just really, like I said, it's been really a pleasure to work with, and the leads are really starting to ramp up. We're super excited about what's coming next.
That's awesome, man. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for believing in me, even though you've been bitten in it before. And it's been a pleasure working with you as well. You've been great. You've been good fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything, mate, and really appreciate it. So yeah.
No problem. We'll be talking to you soon, Christian. All right.
Cheers, man.
Take care.